Welcome to the Chicago Bulls podcast, Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I am Cognac Boy CDubb. And the Chicago Bulls defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers yesterday, 116 to 112. I don't think the result of the basketball game really matters. It's all geared into getting ready for the preseason, and in particular for the Chicago Bulls, is getting the style of play that they're getting acclimated to a style of play that they want to run, and also setting your lineups for the oncoming season. When your strategy and your theory is to get the young guys a great look this season, this is going to be a process throughout the preseason. So I'm really not going to crash out of what we seen last year, last game. Although we did see some great play, we seen some good play, we seen some intriguing play, we seen some bad play, and basically I just broke it down to three tiers. We're going to start off with the first tier, and we're going to start off with the same old, same old. And we're going to start off with Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams is coming off a foot injury. I think, yeah, it's got to be like a foot injury. So I'm really not going to call too much problems for Patrick Williams right now. Although the first play that he tried, I think the first play for the Chicago Bulls on the offensive side, he turned the ball over like a regular, like, we seen 100 times before last season, right off his left foot. That's what that's where he always seems to lose the ball, right off his left foot. His right to left crossover is something to be desired. Patrick Williams ended up with 4 points and 3 rebounds and 1 assist. I don't think he was aggressive enough out there. I don't. He did not play the second half. Patrick Williams during the rest of this preseason is going to have to be aggressive in these games. If he's not aggressive, Billy Donovan should do the right thing that's right there in front of his face. Don't be scared. There's other players that can come up and take the reins. Even though we are not done with Patrick Williams, he just coming off an injury. It's the first game he played in a while. We'll wait and see. We'll just get some more tape from Patrick Williams. But it's kind of the same old with Patrick Williams. Next up on the same old, we're going to go to Zach Levine. And the title of same old is not a negative per se. Zach Levine, it's obvious and you should expect for him to be a little rusty. And that's what he was when he stepped on the floor yesterday in Cleveland. He did hit one of his threes. He dropped 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. He wasn't over aggressive. I don't think that would last. I think he was just sitting back and trying to follow the plan. But where comes a point where Zach Levine is going to say F it and he's going to go for his. This is a very important year for Zach Levine. Um, Kind of a underwhelming performance, but you really can't call it that because it's the first game that he played in almost the whole damn calendar year. Not really, but we could just call it a whole damn calendar year. So we ain't just gonna hold. He's trying to work the rust off. So it's the same old with Zach. He's still the same player. Soon as he worked that rust off, he'll get back to being aggressive, swooping through the lanes with those crazy up and unders, the moving up and unders, the jump shots from 3-point range, and the random jump shots uh, from the baseline. So, same old, same old. The third player on there is Nick Vooch. Same old with Nick Vooch. He's going to be good offensively. As per se in this game, he had 12 and 10 with 3 assists, a double-double. You can damn near mark that down for Nick Vooch in every game. But what's the same old with Vooch? Man, it seems like he got a little worse on defense. The Cleveland Cavaliers were looking like the Globetrotters versus the Washington Generals in that first quarter there. And every time they came down the floor, They attack Nick Vooch. He cannot move his feet, and they got easy looks at the basket, right in the paint. So I don't I don't see how you can keep Nick Vooch as a starter. I think Jalen Smith, although not as great as Nick Vooch on the offensive end, although he has some positive things he can do on that side of the floor, I think you go with the young, more athletic Jalen Smith. But it's the same old with Nick Vooch. Can he improve with his defense? With his defense, yeah, if he wanted to. But I don't think he give a damn. So we gonna see how this plays out. Most of the content creators, most of the media thinks that Nick Vooch is going to start the season. I would think that'll be an awful mistake. You got to go with the player that fits in the strategy that you will propose before the season starts. So, and that player is Jalen Smith, the one that we have on this roster. Him coming off the bench wouldn't be bad, though. Nick Vooch coming off the bench. We're going to move on to our next tier, and it's called Count on Me. And we're going to start off with Kobe White. Kobe White looked like the alpha on this team when in terms of first option on the offensive end. This guy looks like he has a faster first step. He was fearless going to the basket, and that 3-point shot was still there for Kobe White. I think Kobe White's confidence is at an all-time high. Kobe White is looking to have an even bigger season, if you can imagine that, than last season, where he was definitely snubbed from the most improved player. Look for Kobe White to gun for the All-Star appearance this season. I bet you $1,000,000 that he got that as one of his goals coming into this season. Second and lastly on this tier on Count on Me is Ayo Dosunmu, who looked probably one of the best players yesterday. He had one of the best games, 10 points, dropped a couple of assists, had a steal. He was amazing on the defensive side and the offensive side. His confidence is to the moon. Shooting threes. He was getting to the baskets, helping his teammates out, playmaking, connecting with Jalen Smith with an alley oop. Well, that's rare with the Chicago Bulls. A center that can catch an alley oop. Can y'all count on one hand how many alley oops you seen Nick Vooch catch? But let me stop being petty and stop picking on Nick Vooch. It's about Ayo Dosunmu. I always declare that Ayo Dosunmu don't get the acknowledgement that he deserves. This will be the season that everybody better pay respects to Ayo Dosunmu. He looks poised. He looks confident. And Ayo Dosunmu he's going to have a terrific season. And last but not least, the Shouties. Let's talk about the Shouties. And let's talk about Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips together. Those two young men has depth from the first game. Everybody take that into account. It's only the first game of preseason. But these two guys look like they're ready to finally take their spot in the rotation. Dalen Terry looks extremely slowed down. Oh, my God, he's playing at a different pace. His defense, he was a pest in the passing lanes, trying to lock up his man. I was impressed with Dalen Terry with his little stretch that he had out there. Not much on the scoreboard. He's still on his triple single spree with 6, 4, and 4, but I think his numbers will be better this season coming out. That don't mean he's going to average double digits, but his triple singles will be some important triple singles numbers, and I'm not trying to throw shade right there. Julian Phillips, I always said he was unafraid of anything on the basketball court. This kid is probably one of the most athletic players on this team. Not counting Monis Buzelis, who I think is the most athletic player on this team. He could shoot the three, hit a three today. He dropped 11 and 5, 11 points, 5 rebounds with a 3-point shot. He got some block shots out there. He's a good defender. I think this is the year also for Julian Phillips to crack into that lineup. Remember last year he had a little bit of an injury that took him out when he was really on a roll for a couple games there. So I'm really excited to see what a healthy excited, fearless Julia Phillips brings to us for the rest of the season. And finally, but not least, man, Montez Buzelis, bro. Montez Buzelis is, man, this kid, man, absolutely showed out. I ain't gonna call it showed out, but you could just tell that Montez Buzelis belongs in the NBA. It is not too hard to tell who are the very good players on the floor. All you have to do is use your eyes. Montez Buzelis is going to be a star for the Chicago Bulls. He can do a lot of things at his size, handle the ball. Did you see him stay in front of both of the Cleveland Cavaliers' best players in Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell's? He did draw a couple rookie fouls. I think he had 3 fouls. They were rookie fouls. He is a rookie, but the talent is undeniable. It's in your face. I don't care if you're colorblind or Stevie Wonder. You can see Montez Buzelis is going to be a player in this league. And just be glad that he dropped down to the 11th pick for the Chicago Bulls, which I think is the steal of the draft. Montez Buzelis is just big time, showtime, and he's just lit, bro. Let's just call it what it is. Montez Buzelis is lit. Patrick Williams better be on his P's and Q's because Montez will never relent in trying to accomplish his goals in this NBA. And if that means jumping P. Will, then that's what's going to have to be. Well, excuse me. But all in all, the first game of the season, we're not going too much overreact. I'm not even going to trip on the defense in the first half. This is a work in progress. Probably far. This is this is a more worse. I don't want to use the word worse. This is just going to be a project, and I think we got a special, unique project that from the rest of the NBA because we're trying to find out a lot of things like the rotation. We're trying to find out our style of play. Well, we're trying to learn our style of play. We want to go up and down the court. We want to be aggressive on defense, play those passing lanes, and we want to be athletic, and we want to just outwork the opposing team. So this is going to be a work in progress throughout the preseason and probably throughout the early part of the early part of the regular season. So I am not going to jump into conclusions about the defense. It looks like we don't have the players to play good defense, but I will give them a chance to show improve. This has been a quick review of that first game from the Chicago Bulls, man. I'm excited that the Bulls is back, man. If you excited that the Bulls is back, make sure you hit that subscribe button and punch that like button. And we'll be back with the next one for sure.